really sudden. He's been in school 6 months, and in 2 weeks we awaken his ability to spell. Maybe he's going to be able to appreciate that. Maybe that's something he'll be able to appreciate. And I think he's going to hold a vendetta against me. He's going to be mad at me for hurting his feelings that day. But we need to encourage him to look at the long view. That his feelings that day are one thing, and his entire life is another thing. He needs to look at them related instead of just cutting them off and saying my feelings this day are all that matter. Your life matters too. In fact, and let's say that his feelings those days did matter. Then his feeling today matters too. He was so proud of himself today. That matters.
He came home today and said, I'm done.
Oh, that was because I told him that I called you to take him home because he hit Tabitha and made her cry. And like Bobby Sue said, Tabitha's never shed a tear in this class. He must have hit her pretty hard.
Oh, well, yeah, the whole sibling thing, yeah.
Well, whatever you call it, I told him that I will not ever tolerate another...
This might have been
and I told Garrett this too. Do not harm anybody ever again, or you will not come back to this school.
And I totally agree, because it's not acceptable in my house.
Now, he didn't tell you, did he? Because he doesn't get any candy for it, that he did very well in spelling. What he did tell you was he was upset about something. What he was upset about is he almost got sent home because he hit Tabitha and made her cry. So, you might not always get the whole story.
And I totally understand that.
His story might be sieved by emotionalism. He might take the emotional parts and give to you, and leave out the other parts that might really fucking matter to his future. Maybe he doesn't have the clarity to see that this matters for him. Maybe he doesn't have the clarity to understand that he's still growing up. But me and you do. And we might need to take responsibility for that and try to encourage him. And if we push him, by the way, if he wants to go back to the other school, God damn it. And if we make him stay here, that'll be a disaster. Okay? If he really wants to go, we have to let him. That much I say. But if we can encourage him, that's good. That's good.
But you don't understand that this isn't like, I don't know. I have encouraged them, you know. I have tried to say, but look, where is Uncle Brandon coming from? You know. I've tried to say that. Let's look at it this and this and this way.
Well, today's another day for encouragement. Don't stop today, because today's an important day. Today's the day when he felt really proud of outdoing Garrett. He felt really good about it today. I'm not surprised he didn't tell you about it, because he doesn't get cookies for telling you good things. He gets cookies for telling you bad things. He gets sympathy. But for telling you good things, it's just like that's fine. But for telling you bad things, you'll turn the world upside down if something bad has gone wrong. If there's something bad that he comes home with, you'll turn the world upside down. If there's something good he comes home with, what does he get?
You're wrong.
So why didn't he tell you about the good thing that happened today? Why didn't he tell you about that?
Because the bad thing outshined it. But you're wrong.
That he beat up his little sister?
You're wrong. Do you know how you're wrong?
What else do you think it could have been, by the way? I think it was that he hit Tabitha.
Today.
So, well, I am. He came home today and did not tell you about an important thing. Why do you think he didn't tell you about that important thing? He did tell you he was upset about something.
On the phone.
He was not. He was not upset about Garrett spelling worse than him. He was upset about him hitting Tabitha and me getting mad.
All he said on the phone was, are you coming to get us? And I said, no. Ray needs to bring Brandon down here to get his birthday present. And so you guys can all come back down here with her. And he said, I'm done. And I said, what do you mean with the school? And I said, what happened? And he said, well, we'll talk about when I get home. But then there was the whole opening the present and Grandpa came.
So what do you think you wanted to? You think you wanted to say, Mom, today I did better in spelling than Garrett? You think that was he going to tell you? No, he wasn't going to tell you that, was he?
It doesn't matter to him.
Right. It doesn't matter to you. I saw the look on his face. And me and Bobby Sue sat here and saw how proud he was. Liar. Liar. It is important to him. It does matter. It matters so goddamn much to him. It is very important to him how good he is.
But it doesn't outshine whatever, and I still don't...
It doesn't outshine the fact that he hit his little sister and I got mad? Okay? He needs to learn two things in this situation. He needs to learn to give the right answer when he knows it. And he needs to learn to not hit people.
That's your version.
No, me and Bobby Sue both worked it out of Tabitha and Caden. And Caden said, I said, did you hit her first then? And he said, yeah. And he said, not very hard, and then she squeezed my hand after that. I don't care how hard he hits people, and I don't care how hard Garrett hits people, and I don't care why Garrett accidentally pushed Danielle on the ground. You don't hurt people at this school.
No, you don't.
In my opinion, though, Caden's very peaceful, and I don't think he would have done that if he didn't have this sort of attitude that he has, because he doesn't think he's going to be here anymore. He doesn't think anything matters right now. So I think that he's been sort of pushed towards that belligerent attitude because he doesn't care right now. But he's very peaceful. He's a very polite child. He's very nice. And that was weird for him to hit Tabitha like that today. But she cried immediately, came right over to Bobby Sue and put her head in Bobby Sue's stomach. And I felt very bad for her, and I really wanted to figure out who it was, and Caden admitted he hit her. He hit her. So whatever the source of that is, I think that in the long run, putting him back in the other school is not going to help these sorts of attitudes he has. This attitude that he can give wrong answers and it doesn't matter, and the attitude that other people are worse than him if they don't do as good.
He didn't have that.
Well, what he felt was worse than other people because they did better. So now he sees the table switched and he thinks he can laugh. With a little age and maturity, he'll see that you cannot laugh at those people because it doesn't do you any good. It makes them sad. Then that makes you hurt inside for them because you've hurt them. He's going to see that as he grows up. He's not old enough right now to see that. But he's going to only see that if he can see it from the other side. If he can be the proud one looking down at Garrett. Now, I'm actually very proud of Caden, Garrett, and Cuman all. They had a lot of hours last week, or Monday, when Junior started. And they all withheld their auction bids and let him win an auction. They're usually cutthroat. Like if they have 490 and Tabitha has 485, and she really wants something, they don't care. But this time they were all like, what? Cuman's like, she's a junior, and they all held back. All three of them could have won, and they let Junior take it. And the only reason Junior had so many is because me and Bobby Sue were paying him extra, and so he outbid the other younger ones. I think they're growing up. And we leave those questions to them. We don't step in and tell them what to do in these situations. So they have to learn. And all it is, it's over a freaking small candy bar. Or a lollipop, you know.
Yeah.
That's all that's at risk. So does he get the lollipop or not? And sometimes the kids are totally distraught. They didn't win this auction. They really want to get that thing. And they say, look, you've got more than anybody else. Everybody else didn't have as much as you. You were second to last. That one guy beat you. Now that one guy's out of hours. And that usually brightens them up. That's true. Next auction round, I'll be okay. And these are things that they learn slowly, and this is what makes them become adults. And Caden is growing up in this atmosphere. He is learning to take the older view and be more mature. And his ability to do better than Garrett is brand new in spelling. And in mathematics, Garrett was in special mathematics. He was in advanced math at the school. Plus
Caden and Kim both are too.
Plus he's a grade ahead of Caden.
But they were both in the mathematics club. But only like 5 out of each grade got to go into. Caden and Kim were both in that.
Ooh, there you go. Well, whatever the case was, Caden and Cuman, all we had to do with Garrett when we brought him in was catch him up for a week or two. Now Caden and Cuman are very proud of that. There's a kid who's at 1 grade or 2 grades ahead of him, and we had to catch him up with us. Plus, he was in the special mathematics club, not normal. So they're very, very proud of that. Their science and history knowledge is obvious. That's historical. That's not quantifiable like spelling and math. Spelling and math comes out letter by letter and stuff. But they'll tell you stuff about history, ask about the Spartans, and they'll say, oh, they ate terrible soup in these kitchens. Everybody, the king even had to eat the crappy soup. Nobody could have anything extra or nice. They'll tell you things about it, and they're proud of their knowledge of it. And we were talking the other day about, they're like, why don't we talk about Greece anymore? Why don't we talk about Rome or the Middle Ages? Because Greece came before that. Next year we'll review that at the beginning, first 3 months or so. They were both enthusiasts. That'll be awesome. Which is very strange to me why Caden was so enthusiastic about that. Might he change his mind? Is he on a teeter point? Is he thinking to himself,